Hey everybody, Trevor Huntsinger here with the Anderson Hicks Group, and today I have the pleasure of sitting down with Forest Ihler.
Thank
Forest
you.
is an agent on our team,
Yep.
and I'm super excited to learn a little bit more about Forest today. So tell us about who you are.
Well, I've been with the Anderson Hicks Group now for about 5.5 years. When I started real estate, I joined Anderson Hicks, so I haven't been anywhere else. So I've definitely seen the team grow throughout those 5 years, grow and change, for the better, and um, see what Anderson Hicks has really offered. And yeah, I really love it. I have 3 kids, um, and I'm married, and I live right here in Idaho Falls. So
Awesome.
um, yeah, that's pretty
So,
much it.
born in Idaho Falls?
No, I was actually born in Yuma, Arizona.
Oh,
Pretty
okay.
opposite of Idaho Falls
310 to
weather-wise.
Yuma.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I was born in Yuma, Arizona, because my mom's family lived down there, but my dad's family's from up here in East Idaho, Pocatello specifically, and moved up here when I was 3 to Rigby, and then we moved to Idaho Falls when just before high school. So
Okay.
I'm pretty much an Idahoan because yeah, I moved here. We moved here when I was 3. Dad's family's here. I consider myself a full-blown East Idahoan. So,
Okay.
yep.
So cool. So, moved here from Arizona to Idaho. Where'd you go to high school?
Idaho Falls High School.
Okay.
Yep.
So you and Tyson and Janelle rival big time.
Yes.
Okay.
I
Because
guess
they're
so, yeah.
Skyline.
Yep, they are Skyline. Yep. I went to Idaho Falls and we're the OGs, the original high school. We're the oldest high school in, Idaho Falls. So
That's
there's
right.
some bragging rights to that,
Some pride to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
Our
get it.
school's pretty old though. We need
Yeah.
a new one. But
Yeah. They are doing some pretty cool updates though on the auditorium. Yeah.
yes, absolutely.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
And you said you're married and have kids.
Yep.
So you've got 3 kids, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we don't have to talk about that, but yeah, 2 girls and a boy.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. And they keep you busy.
Very.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we get the luxury of getting to see your kids pretty often in the office.
Yes. Yep.
And one of them is quite the artist.
Yes, Junie. She loves to draw everyone and their dog pictures.
Yep.
And she likes to give them to everyone in the office. And I sometimes have to hamper that down a little bit because I'm like, they are working, honey. Like, and she will like want to give them like 10 pictures in a row, but she needs to use their paper. So I'm just like, all right, dude. So yeah, she's very cute. She's very talented in that way. So
Yep. Yeah,
yep.
you got
social butterfly for sure.
you got some awesome kids.
Yeah, I like to think so.
Yeah, they're super fun. And they obviously love riding in the car with you. Like,
yeah,
we get to hear about your drop-off routines in the morning.
Yeah,
and
they get So my oldest now goes to school literally a block away from here, and I gotta
Okay.
go pick her up in 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I drop her off now, but I take them out to Shelly, the 2 younger ones, every day. Sometimes I gotta also go pick them up, and so they spend a lot of time with me in the car, and we find ways to make it entertaining.
Yeah.
Like my one daughter, she pretty much what it is just a catch basin for runoff water for one of the parking lots we drive through every day. And it's her pond. And every time it rains or snows, it fills up and she gets super amped. Or we cross over the Snake River twice. They look for ducks each time. We try to find ducks or see if there's waves for the day or if it's frozen. We make it interesting. And especially we, drive along the train tracks. So at least a few times a week, we're following a train and getting them to honk at us or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So roll
That's
the
the
windows down.
best.
Yeah, we roll the windows down and play Spirit in the Sky. Yeah, and they love it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a dying trend.
Yes.
We got to keep that going.
Absolutely. Yeah, they've been learning. Well, first they were starting to yell. It's
Yeah.
like they can't hear you, honey. And that hurts my ears. So let's start doing this,
Yep.
And they're figuring it out. So
Yep.
it's fun.
And they are introduced to quality music since you're a music buff.
Yeah, to an extent. I just little kid songs, man. They're just boring. So I just play what I normally would listen to, whether it might be more adult themed or not. They don't really understand it anyway. And you know what? They then start to pick out, oh, I like that one, or oh, I like that one. And then I start adding them to a playlist that they like, but it still ends up being my music. So it works out. So,
Does work out.
yep.
Super fun times.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you stay busy, obviously, with your family.
Yep.
And then you are also involved in a very important role here within the city.
I wouldn't say it's that
Oh,
important.
come on.
Well, it's fun. I mean, I always feel guilty calling it, important because I mean, it's not that important, but I genuinely enjoy it. So it's almost like a hobby for me. So making it sound like it's like I'm really serving or I'm really putting myself out there, it's like I'm just pretty jealous or selfish. But what it is I'm on the Planning and Zoning Commission for the
Okay.
City of Idaho Falls. So um, it's pretty fun. I mean, you get to really be up front and close to the citizens of Idaho Falls and, hearing their concerns and figuring out what's going on in the city and really getting a vibe for how residents feel. And I think it's really important to be very engaged with the community. And I think it's, planning and zoning has really helped me learn how to interact with the public, figure out what they like or need or don't like. But also, I feel like has given me a good foot in the door to figure out how local government works. I've always been interested kind of politics, but more local politics and also just development and also just how a city is ran. And so I think being on P&Z now for 3 years has really helped me learn about that. And it's opened the doors in other ways as well to learn more about the community and um, learn more about our local elected officials. And yeah, now I can be more opinionated.
Yeah.
More than I already am. Yeah.
Yep. And not only are you a part of planning and zoning, but what is your specific role?
Uh, what do you mean?
I mean, your title within planning and zoning.
I knew you would try to bring this
I
up.
would.
So I am, they call us commissioners, but I'm also the chair of planning and zoning. Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. All it is just I run the meetings and I bang the gavel if someone's being too loud, which I have gotten to use so far. I've only been doing it for 3 months now. I got voted in just 3 months ago as of January 2026. But yeah, it's a good opportunity because it's also what's cool about being chair is now I'm really learning not only like public forms like decorum, how that's run, but also Robert's rules. Super nerdy stuff, but essentially how meetings should be ran. You have motions, you have resolutions, you've all that stuff. And so learning that stuff is kind of nerdy, but kind of cool.
Yep.
So for me, at least. So.
And you get to, there's so many different things within governing bodies of it, they're controversial. There's so many things that people have opinions on, but they're not educated on it. And one of the privileges we get to have with Anderson Hicks Group is every single quarter you come in and you give us a debrief on the planning and zoning of what is available to be discussed and everything.
Absolutely.
But it brings people up to speed on like, hey, I commute every single day from Pocatello to Idaho Falls, so I experience what that construction looks like.
Yeah.
But I'd never even seen a map of what the actual plan is to build that out over time until you shared it with me.
And what years and what projects.
Yes.
And yeah. So I not only try to keep a pulse on just Idaho Falls specifically, but the entire region because the whole region is growing significantly. And I think just knowing what's going on. I mean, for example, we have the new freeway US 20 I-15 project that's been in discussion and plans for almost 10 years now.
Yeah.
And it's totally getting rerouted a few miles north of town. And I think it's important as agents to know what's going on because if you're looking at buying a home in that specific area and then turns out a year or two later, the Idaho Transportation Department is knocking on your door saying, hey, so a new freeway is coming through here and we need to buy your house.
Yep.
They probably would have wanted to know that, when they originally bought it. It's not like the government just decides within a week, okay, we're going to build a freeway now. These are long plans, and a lot goes into them to study them, make sure they get it right, and the funding has to be there. And so unfortunately, because of slow bureaucracy, it allows us to be able to be in the know and know what's going on well before something actually happens. And so that's one reason why I like planning and zoning and being adjacent and all the stuff adjacent to P&Z, because it helps me know what's going on in the area. And I think that's beneficial for not only me, but my clients and also our team members and anyone else who's willing to hear the nerdy stuff, you know? So,
yeah, it's only nerdy if you aren't interested in what's happening in your local community. Right. And to me, anybody that's not interested in that really doesn't have the option to have an opinion on whether it's nerdy or not. It should be important because it's their kids and grandkids who are coming through here, and it should be important to them knowing what is going to take place.
To kind of go along with that, I do think people need to be involved. But I don't think everyone should be involved with everything because people have lives and people are busy. And one of the best things that I've heard / seen for myself is, the government is working well for you every day when you don't notice it.
Yeah.
Because if the city or the state is doing what they're needing to do, they're providing safe infrastructure, they're providing good zoning laws, and they're making it easy for its residents to, grow and prosper or just chill, that's when they're doing a good job. And for me, that's one reason why I like being on P&Z and being part of that world is because the more you know about it, the more I can help people understand, and the more I learn how it can be improved. So that way people's lives can be better. So anyway.
No, that makes perfect sense. Well, thank you for your service in planning and zoning.
Yeah. Well, it is fun, and I do appreciate it. There are some nights where it gets really long and people are yelling at us, but it's their right. And we just got to make sure they're not throwing things at us. So anyway.
And if not, you have the gavel, right?
I do have the gavel, yeah.
That's I'm jealous a little bit.
Yeah. I've only used it once, but excuse me. Yeah, I've only used it once, but normally just a quick little, hey, no, we're not doing that. Usually gets them to quiet down. And then the city attorney will usually play bad guy too. So he takes some of the steam off. But it's not a power trip or anything, but I just pull out my dad voice and people start to come into shape pretty quickly. But also I want to make sure that people understand that I am listening, and if we're all respectful, we're all listening. All the commissioners do a really good job on listening and understanding concerns. Unfortunately, there's just some things that we can and cannot or have the power to do on P&Z.
Yeah. No.
Anyway, it's fun.
Makes sense. So that is obviously a huge benefit to you being in the industry. And you talked a little bit about how important it is to be educated as an agent on those topics so that you can guide your buyers or sellers on, what is coming down the road, whether it be in Idaho Falls or you stay up to date on a lot of the surrounding areas as well. So over the last 5.5, almost, you're going on 6 years. Right? In the last 6 years, what's been the best part about being in the real estate industry?
I would say the best part about being in the real estate industry is, every agent's going to say helping people achieve their dreams by either buying a house or selling their house or whatever. But one of my most favorite things have actually been specifically first-time home buyers, younger families. Unfortunately, our area has just exploded in price. Fortunately, we're still not nearly as expensive as other mountain towns, especially national park adjacent towns.
Yeah.
Idaho Falls is the biggest city within, I think, like 150-mile radius of the Tetons and Yellowstone, bigger than Bozeman and all those other places, and especially Jackson. And so, fortunately, Idaho Falls doesn't have the cachet,
Yeah.
and so our prices are still reasonable, but unfortunately, they still have climbed significantly because there's a housing shortage. And so, strategizing and getting with first-time home buyers and actually being able to get them into a home or a townhome or a condo has been a pretty rewarding thing for me. Um, because, I bought in 2018. It's not because I was smart, but I just got lucky, and I was just a young dude, just got married, and I want other people to be able to have that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So if I were a first time home buyer
Mm-hmm.
and I was watching this video,
Yeah.
and I were to reach out, what would be your number one piece of advice right now that I should do first before like jumping in and making the decision of I'm going to rent or I'm going to buy?
I would, well, I mean, there's multiple ways to go about that, but if they haven't even decided yet whether to buy or rent, um, I would ask or tell them, um, well, what are your long-term goals? What are your plans? Are you planning on even being in the area for much longer? There's a certain set of questions like, are you planning on being here a while? If so, do you see yourself moving a lot? Where do you see yourself in 2 or 3 years? What type of housing do you like in general? Also, I think my biggest advice would be, if they're still kind of on the fence, is uh, see what they're approved for. They might be genuinely surprised. A lot of people think that they can't afford a house because they're paying a lot of money in rent, or um, they don't have much money down. But if they have a decent job and it's just them, or they don't have kids or what, there's certain different scenarios. Just let's get you approved,
Yep.
or at least get you talking with a lender, because that'll give you the best idea possible. And then if you can't buy, or it's a small budget and it doesn't really buy much, or it doesn't meet your expectations, no harm in that. Let's wait, put together a plan, and if you want to keep on renting, that's cool. But I would say both. Well, I'm going to add to it. I would say uh, talking to a lender, and then in addition to that, also evaluating or not rushing into it.
Okay.
Don't feel like you have to buy a house. Everyone always thinks like, I have to buy a house, I have to buy a house. And it can be really taxing and really stressful for people, that social pressure to buy a house. If it doesn't work for you, and if it's not uh, in the cards or whatever, don't stress about it. Like, everyone has a different path, and you need to stay level-headed in order to make right decisions. And
Yep.
so I let people know that, especially as them hearing that from a realtor, they're like, "What? This dude's telling me to not even buy a house if I don't want to." I mean, people really start to realize, like, okay, I do need to slow down, and I need to really evaluate whether this is actually important, or actually beneficial to me or not.
Right.
And I think that really helps people get through making the first steps.
Yep. So I want to piggyback on a couple of things that you just said.
Yeah.
One is you are recommending that they talk to a lender.
Yep.
And are all lenders created equal?
No.
No.
There are, a lot of people think like, oh, well, I bank with Bank of America or Wells Fargo. I would say that, if you have your special guy there that you've been working forever, sure, use them. But I would seriously consider looking at either A, local credit unions, or B, um, actual mortgage brokers, or that are local still.
Yep.
The more local your lender is, the much better. Credit unions, because you could usually have some pretty cool programs, especially if you're already a member of a current credit union. Getting a lower rate is sometimes much better for people than maybe having some special program with a mortgage with a mortgage lender, mortgage broker. I'm sorry. But really just to answer your question quickly is either I would recommend local credit unions or local mortgage lenders, brokers. Sorry,
Yep.
I keep getting that mixed up.
Well, no, and it is important. Most people don't recognize that. They
Right.
look at lending of going to the bank to get a loan.
Right.
Right. And so it is critical. And honestly, one of the best things, correct me if I'm wrong, the best things that you can do is reach out to an agent, whether it's you or another agent.
Mm-hmm.
Agents have a good pulse on good lenders.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. And that's one other reason why I recommend local lenders, whether it's, mortgage broker or a local credit union, is because other agents, if they're a good agent, they know if they're representing a seller. When my buyer, if I'm representing you and we have a solid lender with our pre-approval letter, that other agent is going to know, all right, these guys are solid. This deal is not going to fall apart
because of financing.
And they've actually been checked out, and these guys, it makes you look stronger.
It makes the offer more reputable.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's another reason why
Cool.
I would recommend local lenders.
Okay.
The two fashions.
Okay. And then the second piece is not really a question. It's more reinforcing about what you said, is that just because somebody reaches out to you doesn't mean that you're going to be like, okay, you got to buy a house right now.
Correct.
It is heavily focused on what it is that you want, what it is that you need as the client, as the buyer, as the seller.
Absolutely.
And creating a success plan. You're just there to help guide them down that path.
Absolutely. Yeah, when I meet, especially with first-time home buyers, again, I preface, look, this is all on your own time frame. Really evaluate if this is important to you, but I'm also here to help answer questions and point you in the right direction. And, whether you decide to buy from a year from now, I'm still here, and I'm happy to help whenever you're ready to make that decision. So, there is a lot of people who think that, oh no, if I start talking to an agent, I have to make the decision to buy a house.
Yep.
Other agents may make people feel that way, but that's definitely not the case for me.
Yep.
So, it's all at your own pace.
Correct. Well, thank you, Forrest.
Yeah, thank you
for sitting down with me today. And
yeah, absolutely. It's fun to actually talk.
Yeah.
And realize, oh, that's what I like.
Yep. Yeah, and you've got a ton of experience. You've got the backing of your planning and zoning experience. You got a lot of knowledge, and so if there's anybody out there who is potentially looking to buy a home, sell a home, just have general real estate questions, Forrest's a great resource. He has that history with planning and zoning. He is very knowledgeable about what it is that's going on here in the local market. Mm-hmm. And so if you want some good expertise about what's going on in the real estate market, what's going on here in Idaho Falls,
especially with growth.
Like,
let's say you live on a county road and the city's getting a little closer and closer. Hey, is my road going to be widened soon? Should I sell now? Just stuff like that. Like, reach out, and I can definitely help guide you. If I don't know the answer, I'll definitely guide you and point you in the right direction.
Yep.
And hopefully by then you'll know if you need to sell or not, and I'd be happy to help in that avenue as well.
Yep. Yeah. And hopefully you learned a little bit more about Forest Ihler today. And if you do need help in real estate, reach out to him. I know he'd be happy to help you. And we here at Anderson Hicks Group are always happy to help anyone that we can in buying and selling their home. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.